Welcome to another deep dive. We've got a whole stack of sources here on entrepreneurship, marketing, and building a successful business, and, well, we're diving deep into Alex Hormozy.
Oh, yeah. Buckle up.
Yeah.
This guy does not hold back. Bold strategies, strong opinions,
Oh, yeah.
fascinating stories, all about what really works for getting those leads and turning them into paying customers.
And, his story is fascinating, too, going from broke to building and selling multiple multi-million-dollar businesses. Like, wow. And now he's taking all of that experience, right?
Exactly.
Putting it into his book, $100 Delivery Leads.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Helping others replicate that success.
So that's what we're going to break down. Actionable advice, no matter what stage you're at in your business. And get ready for some counterintuitive stuff, like why chasing good ads might not be the approach, why it's actually better to give away a ton of value, like tons of value up front, and even how to turn your customers into lead-generating machines. Like what?
Right. It's fascinating stuff. One of the things I thought was really interesting is how he really nails down the definition of a lead, because you think, oh, lead, somebody I can contact. But no, he goes deeper. It's somebody with a problem you can solve and the money to pay for your solution.
Yeah.
Which he himself struggled with. He even admits that. And I think that's why he even wrote the book.
Well, and it's easy to get caught up.
Absolutely.
Like in just gathering as many contacts as possible.
Yeah.
But quality over quantity, as he says, every time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you see that story about the webinar funnel?
Oh, yeah.
Like he did all the rules.
Tried to do it by the book.
Yeah, fancy landing pages, all the sequences, and it flopped.
Total flop.
Oh, yeah.
It's classic overcomplicating things.
Yeah.
Happens to so many people.
And the turning point, the case study video.
Oh, yeah, the case study video.
Simple.
Simple. Just a guy explaining his system, and people loved it.
Authentic, relatable content, that's what he says. And that's throughout the book, especially in his 7-step lead magnet creation framework.
Oh, yeah.
You got to test, got to deliver value. But now, here's where it gets good. Give.ask ratio.
Oh, so good.
Like pure gold.
Brilliant way to think about the balance.
Yeah.
Between giving value and making offers.
Yeah.
You build that trust, you build genuine interest before you even think about the sale.
It's the give until they ask principle.
Yes.
Which sounds counterintuitive.
So counterintuitive.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah. You're the advisor. You're not just, hey, buy my thing.
Exactly.
Buy my thing. So how do you put this into practice, though?
Yeah, because it's, it's a principle, but it's not just a set it and forget it. You have to think strategically about those offers.
Yeah, so he talks about two main strategies. One is integrated offers.
Okay.
This is where you weave it subtly into your content,
Yeah.
like a podcast episode, for instance. You might mention, hey, I have this product
Oh, yeah.
or service. And he even gives a ratio, right? For podcasts specifically, 3-to-1.
Okay.
So for every hour of content,
Oh, wow.
you have like 90 seconds of promo, maybe.
Okay, so small.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah.
He even tells that story about his friend whose podcast, the audience actually shrank because he was bombarding them with offers.
Too much asking.
Yeah, too much asking, not enough giving.
Not enough giving.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good reminder.
Prioritize the value above all else.
Yes. Now, the other strategy, intermittent offers.
Okay.
So more dedicated promotions.
Yeah.
Like you're sending out sales emails or here's a special offer.
Right.
But you're still, with the give until they ask, you're spacing those offers out.
Yes. Yes.
Amongst your value-driven content.
It's about finding that sweet spot, that balance between the value and actually monetizing your audience.
So let's say you've got the content, you're consistent.
Oh, yeah?
How do you scale that to reach more people?
Yeah. How do you get it out there?
He's got 2 ways. Depth, then width.
Okay. And width, then depth. All right. So depth and width. That's mastering one platform first.
Okay.
You go deep, you build a following, and then you leverage that success to other platforms. It's quality over quantity.
Okay, so it's like you're
building that home base, and then you expand from there.
Yeah. Now, what if you're like, go big or go home, though?
You're more the go big or go home. Width, then depth, you're on all platforms from the get-go, prioritizing that output and growth across the board.
Much more aggressive.
Oh, yeah. Way more effort up front, but potentially faster growth.
Now let's get into those 4 core lead-getting methods.
All right, let's do it.
So he talks about warm reach-outs, posting free content, cold outreach, and paid ads. And he puts them in a 2x2 matrix.
Yeah, the 2x2 matrix. That's brilliant. It's such a helpful visual. So you've got warm versus cold audience on one axis, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got one-to-one versus one-to-many communication.
Okay. So breaking it down, let's start with warm reach outs. So that's people who already know you.
Right. Your network,
Yeah.
past clients.
People who follow you on social media.
Yeah. You leverage those connections to get your leads.
He tells a story about when he was a gym owner, right? Struggling to get clients. Started offering free training sessions.
In exchange for testimonial.
And it worked.
Of course it worked. It's classic.
So simple. Yeah.
That's such a good example of, even for a small business,
yeah,
warm reach outs can be so powerful.
But there's a trade-off.
Yeah, there is a trade-off because they're reliable.
Right.
You've got that trust already, but they take time.
It's very time-consuming. You're reaching out to people individually, right? You're crafting those messages.
Personalized messages, yeah.
He's got a whole step-by-step system for this. 100 people.
100 people.
Every day.
Every day.
Every single.
Personalized messages, leading with value.
It's not about spamming.
No.
It's about connecting, understanding their needs. Okay. And then he lightens it up a little bit. He's like, hey, you can say to people, like, to break the ice, do you know anybody you hate?
I love that line.
I know, right?
Because it disarms people. You're not like, hey, buy my thing. It's like, oh, who do you hate? Okay, maybe they need this.
It opens the door.
It opens the door.
Okay, now posting free content. Remember that Kylie Jenner aha moment?
Oh, yeah, the Kylie Jenner moment.
This is what made him go all in.
All in on content.
Found the content, the audience.
Yeah.
He initially resisted the idea.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Of a personal brand.
Yeah, you think, oh, it's ego, it's attention.
Yeah.
But seeing her success and realizing it's about reaching more people to help them.
Yeah. Yeah. He even had that friend, I think it was a well-known friend.
Right.
And he's like, it's not about ego. It's not about attention. You can help more people.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, all right, I'm going all in. And then his mentor said, just put out as much as you can.
Just put it out there.
And it exploded.
Volume, consistency.
Yeah. But it can't just be any content.
No, it can't be fluff. It can't be filler.
He's like hook, retain, reward.
Yes. That's the framework.
Okay, so explain that a little bit more.
So you got to have a hook to grab their attention.
Right.
You need the structure, the format to keep them engaged, and then you got to reward their attention. That's the value.
Okay, so like a story.
Yeah, like a little mini story. You've got a beginning, middle, and that satisfying conclusion.
He gives a ton of examples, whether it's shocking statistics, an anecdote, question, meme, like...
You got to figure out what works for your audience.
But then you got to keep them hooked.
You got to keep them hooked.
And he's like, use lists, use steps, use stories.
Yeah, break it down.
Easy to digest units, he calls them.
Make it digestible.
Yeah, so you don't lose them.
Exactly, you can't overwhelm them.
And the reward has to be big, right?
Yeah, it has to be worth their time. It has to be that good information.
Okay. Cold outreach. So this is
where it gets a little scary.
A little scary.
Yeah, because you're reaching out to people who don't know you.
Don't know you.
Cold audience.
Yeah, it's like walking into a party.
A room full of strangers.
And being like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, you got to be confident.
Yeah.
You got to have a reason for them to want to engage.
Yeah. And you have to demonstrate value quickly. He uses this example of a cold call, right?
Oh, yeah.
Selling marketing services. Like, you're going to hang up.
You're hanging up.
But what if they mention a mutual connection?
Oh, that changes things.
Right.
Now you're listening because there's that familiarity, that trust.
Yeah, it's that indirect value.
Indirect value. You're not directly selling. You're connecting on a personal level, maybe offering some insights relevant to their business, even if it's not directly related to what you're selling.
So he gets into scripting, personalization, demonstrating that value quickly. He even gives sample scripts for cold calls, emails, chat messages. And the goal...
Yeah, the goal is not the hard sell.
Not the hard sell. You're planting seeds.
You're building relationships, nurturing.
Yeah. No, paid ads.
Okay, paid ads.
You remember how he was talking about spending all that money on Facebook ads?
Oh, yeah, those early days.
As a gym owner?
Yeah. Not a single result.
It can be such a drain if you're not careful.
It can be a money pit.
Yeah.
If you're not strategic.
And he went against his mentor's advice.
I know. His mentor was like, I don't know about this.
But he's like, no, I'm going to make this work.
Yeah. But he learned a valuable lesson because that campaign flopped. Paid ads are a game of efficiency.
He was casting too wide a net.
Way too wide. You got to narrow it down, target those most likely buyers.
He says needles in a haystack.
You got to find those needles.
Okay. So he breaks it down into 4 steps.
Okay.
First, you got to choose the right platform.
Right. Where do your ideal customers hang out online? If you're not going to advertise accounting software on TikTok.
No.
Well, I mean, maybe, but, got to know your audience.
Know your audience. Okay, so once you've selected the platform,
okay,
you got to use those targeting tools.
Yes. Demographics, interests, behaviors, even job titles get granular.
Then you got to craft your ad in a way that actually repels the wrong audience.
I know, it sounds counterintuitive.
So counterintuitive. But I get it.
You're qualifying your leads right from the start. Who is this for? Who is this not for?
You're saving time and money.
Yeah, because the wrong people aren't clicking.
Well, exactly. And then, of course, the call to action.
The call to action.
Super clear. What do you want them to do?
Visit your website, download something, book a call.
Yeah. Now, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
Call-outs.
Call-outs.
Yeah.
This is about grabbing attention. It's like he uses this great analogy.
Okay.
A cocktail party.
Okay.
You're in a room full of people. Shouting isn't going to work.
It's not going to work.
You got to be strategic.
Right.
What's going to cut through the noise?
Okay.
So he's got examples. Curiosity, urgency, scarcity, name dropping,
Oh, yeah, name dropping.
even a touch of controversy.
So you got to test different things.
We got to test.
You see what works.
And then the 4 W's, back to basics. What, who, when, why.
Classic.
Classic copywriting.
Yeah. So what is it? Who's it for? When can they expect results? And why should they care?
Yeah, it's so simple,
But effective.
effective.
So we covered warm reach outs, posting free content, cold outreach, paid ads.
The core 4.
But how do you scale beyond just yourself?
Yeah, when you're ready for that next level.
Yeah, that's where lead getters come in.
Lead getters, like an army
You know what I mean?
out there working for you, promoting your business, bringing in customers, and you're not even paying them directly.
Like a sales force, but
Yeah, without the overhead.
you're tapping into their audience, their influence.
Exactly.
So how do you attract them?
Yeah, how do you cultivate those relationships?
He talks about 4 types. Customer referrals,
Oh, yeah.
employees, agencies, and affiliates.
Let's start with customer referrals. Word of mouth, we've all heard of it.
Word of mouth, yeah.
But how do you actually turn your customers into those raving fans, into those advocates?
Well, he tells this story about a gym launch event, right?
Well, yeah, the gym launch event.
Asks the audience, how many of you found out about this through another gym owner?
Like 78% of the room,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They were all referrals. He had stumbled upon this power without even realizing it.
And that just shows,
Happy customers.
yeah, the best.
Yeah, best marketing asset.
So he's got 6 key steps
Okay.
to maximizing this. First, sell to better customers.
Right, not just anybody.
Yeah,
The ones who are really going to benefit, who are going to become those raving fans.
yeah, the ones who align with your brand. Then, over-deliver value.
Oh yeah, under promise, over deliver, exceed expectations.
Yeah, go the extra mile. Third, design for action.
Okay,
Make it easy for people to refer.
make it frictionless.
Yes. Clear instructions, referral links, incentivize it.
Yeah, rewards, discounts.
Fourth, create fast wins.
Fast wins.
So give them those early victories that demonstrate the value.
Build momentum.
Yeah, and it reinforces their decision. Like, yeah, I made the right choice.
Those little dopamine hits like, yes, this is working.
Okay. 5, stack your offers.
Okay.
Give them a reason to buy more.
Yeah, increase revenue.
Yeah. And then you've got more opportunities to impress them.
Absolutely.
And then finally, ask for referrals like it's an offer.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to ask, but frame it in a way where they see the value.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Not just, hey, do me a favor.
Now let's talk about employees.
Okay, employees.
So this is about shifting your mindset from me against them to we're in this together.
We're a team.
He tells the story about his sales team, right?
Yeah, they were consistently missing their cold outreach goals.
Cold outreach goals, which is tough.
It's tough.
And he realized that mentality was holding him back.
Me against them doesn't work.
No. And he actually highlights the importance of treating your employees like,
Like customers.
yeah. So he calls it internal core 4. You can use warm outreach. Ask your network, hey, do you know anybody who'd be great?
Referrals.
You can use cold outreach, reach out to candidates, post free content that showcases your culture and values.
Attract that top talent.
Yeah.
Show them what you're all about.
And then, of course, paid ads to promote job openings.
Make it easy for them to find you.
Then you got to train them right.
Oh, yeah. Training is key. He's got this great system. The 3 Ds of training:
What are those?
document, demonstrate, duplicate.
So first, you document the process, right?
Yeah, step-by-step checklist.
Okay.
Crystal clear, anyone can follow it.
And you demonstrate.
Show them exactly how it's done, visual guide.
And then they duplicate it.
They duplicate it, they follow the checklist, they practice.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect, but also feedback.
Yes. Consistent feedback. positive reinforcement, supportive environment.
Safe space to ask questions, to make mistakes.
Mistakes happen.
Oh, they happen. It's how we learn.
And then empower them, right?
Empower them to take ownership.
To be those lead getters.
Yeah, give them the tools, the resources. Step back and let them shine.
Okay. Agencies.
Agencies. That could be so valuable.
Oh, yeah.
But they can also be so expensive and unreliable.
He tells that story
Yeah.
about the expensive agency that taught him a lesson. Hire agencies to learn, he says, not to outsource entirely.
Yeah, don't just throw money at the problem thinking they'll solve everything.
Yeah. He says there's two main reasons to use agencies: learn new methods and master new platforms.
Leverage their expertise. Get that knowledge.
Okay.
So you can bring it in-house eventually.
And he's like, set clear goals and deadlines.
Yes, don't leave it open-ended.
Otherwise, empty wallet, frustration.
Communication is key.
He suggests building an internal team in parallel.
At the same time.
So then they can eventually replace the agency.
It's about building a sustainable marketing operation.
Okay. Now, affiliates. This is where it gets interesting.
Affiliates, yeah, they're like an extension of your sales team, but without the overhead.
Yeah. He tells this story about a product launch
Okay.
where he relied entirely on affiliates.
And it was a massive success.
Millions of dollars.
Millions.
Without any ad spending.
It's incredible the power of affiliates when done right.
They're tapping into existing audiences.
It's a win-win.
Win-win. So he breaks it down into 6 steps.
Okay.
You got to identify those ideal affiliates.
Who has the audience that aligns with your target market?
Then craft that compelling offer.
Yeah. What's in it for them? Commissions? Support?
You got to make it attractive.
Yeah.
Then qualify those affiliates, right?
Vet them.
Make sure they're a good fit.
Yeah. Protect your brand.
Determine those fair compensation structures.
Transparency.
Yeah. How much will you pay? What are the terms?
Yeah. Got to be competitive to attract the good ones.
The 5th step, support your affiliates, right?
Yes. Support, support, support.
Marketing material.
Training, resources.
Help them launch those successful campaigns.
Their success is your success.
And lastly, maintain those relationships. Right.
Nurture them.
Keep them motivated.
It's a long-term game.
It is. And then he talks about, providing resources, support, creating that win-win environment. He also talks about the launch process.
Oh, yeah, the launch process.
Using the whisper, tease, launch, integrate.
It's brilliant.
Okay, explain that a little bit.
Okay, so you start with the whisper, you hint at something big coming,
Okay.
but you don't reveal too much.
Okay.
Then you tease a little more information,
Okay.
still holding back some key details.
Leave them guessing.
Then the big launch, the official announcement, and then you integrate that affiliate program into your overall strategy.
Make it sustainable.
Sustainable.
And he stresses tracking. Right.
So yeah, track that ROI, specifically the lifetime gross profit, LTGP, to customer acquisition cost SIC ratio.
See if it's actually making you money.
Exactly. Got to make sure it's profitable.
Okay, so we've got those 4 types of lead getters. Customer referrals, employees, agencies, affiliates. Powerful stuff.
Powerful framework, especially for those starting out.
Leverage other people's networks.
Yeah, and their expertise.
So now, as we move into part 2, we'll dive into 2 key principles: volume and persistence. Because, as we've seen with Hormozi's journey, those 2 elements are crucial for success.
It's interesting, those 2 principles, right? Volume and persistence. It's like they're woven through everything he talks about.
Yeah.
It's not just a strategy, it's like a mindset shift.
And I think about that story he tells about the 300 flyers he put on cars, and he's like, man, I'm going all out.
Right.
And his mentor's like, dude, that's nothing.
You're just getting started.
You need way more volume to even get meaningful data.
It's so easy to underestimate the effort required, and we get discouraged so easily.
Oh, yeah.
When you don't see results right away.
We give up too soon.
Yeah, but his rule of 100, it challenges that.
Do it 100 times.
100 times.
Yeah.
Then you can assess.
Yeah. And then that open to goal mentality.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm committed.
Till you hit it.
Until I reach the goal.
Doesn't matter how long it takes.
It doesn't matter. But it's not just about putting in the reps, though.
No, it's got to be consistent.
Consistency.
Showing up day after day, week after week, even when you don't feel like it.
And tracking. Right.
Oh, yeah, you got to track. How else are you going to know what's working?
Yeah, especially with paid ads.
Oh, click-through rates, conversion rates, those metrics are so important.
And he gives tools, strategies, all about that. Data is your friend.
Data's your friend.
It is. Okay, but mindset, too.
Oh, the inner game.
That's huge.
Yeah, people overlook that.
He talks about that testing mindset.
It's not about perfection.
Not about perfection, no.
It's about Experimenting, learning, trying things out.
Be willing to fail.
Yeah, fail fast.
He actually encourages that, which is interesting.
Yeah, because failure is not the opposite of success.
It's part of the process.
It's how you learn. It's how you refine your approach.
It's a stepping stone.
It is.
Okay, so back to those lead getters.
Right, lead getters.
People promoting your business, generating leads for you.
Those armies of people.
How do you take that and turn it into like a real force?
Yeah, you got to maximize those relationships.
He talks about the give.ask ratio for lead getters.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not 50-50. He actually recommends leaning heavily towards giving, especially in the beginning.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you're building those relationships.
You're providing value before you ask for anything.
He says it's like deposits in a trust bank.
Trust bank.
Yeah. So content, discounts, support.
Yeah, show them that you're valuable.
And genuine relationships too, right?
It's not just transactional.
It's not transactional.
It's about building those connections, fostering community.
He says engage with them. Email, social media, events.
Stay top of mind.
Yeah. Okay, now, bringing it back to you, the listener.
Right. What does this all mean for you?
What actions can you take to implement these strategies? What are your lead generation goals?
Take a moment to think about what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
What's working? What's not? Where can you improve?
And remember, small steps lead to big results.
It does.
So be consistent. Keep taking action.
Never give up on those goals.
Oh, give up.
Enjoy the journey, even the challenges.
Okay, so here's a question for you. What's one action you can take today, even a small one, to increase your leads? Write it down, commit to it. Remember, Hormozi provides a ton of resources, free chapters, even job opportunities at his company. He's really putting it all out there. It's pretty amazing when you think about it, how Alex Hormozi built this whole empire from nothing.
Literally from nothing. No connections, no money.
No formal business training.
Nope. But he had this drive.
Oh, yeah.
This hunger to succeed.
And he worked. And he worked.
Worked his butt off.
It wasn't some magic formula, right?
No secret sauce.
No. He just mastered lead generation.
He mastered the fundamentals.
And he didn't give up.
Never gave up.
He's proof that, like, anybody can do this if you're willing to put in the work.
You got to put in the work.
He's like a craftsman, you know, honing his skills.
Building it brick by brick.
Yeah. Yeah. And his book, $100 Leads, it lays it all out. It's a treasure trove. You can apply this to any business.
Any business, any industry. It's universal.
It's a system for attracting those customers, building relationships, creating sustainable growth.
Sustainable growth.
Okay, now those 7 levels of advertisers that he talks about.
Oh,
it's like a roadmap.
Yeah, progression.
From solo efforts to like a $100 leads machine.
He lays it all out.
So level 1, your friends know about the stuff you sell. That's where everybody starts, right?
You got to start somewhere.
You start with your network.
Yeah, leverage those relationships.
Get those first customers. Okay, level 2. You consistently let everyone you know about the stuff you sell.
So you found a method that works.
Yeah, you're maximizing your output.
Consistent customer.
You're building that momentum.
Yeah.
Level 3, you get employees to help you do more advertising.
This is when you hit those limits.
You can't do it all yourself.
You got to delegate, build your team.
Yeah, empower them.
Free yourself up for that bigger picture.
Level 4, your product is good enough to get consistent referrals.
This is where it gets good.
It's speaking for itself.
Word of mouth is taking over.
You're delivering so much value. Level 5, you have a well-oiled affiliate program running.
Your network's expanding.
Exponential growth.
New markets, new audiences.
Level 6, you're scaling through executive leadership and department heads.
Sophisticated marketing machine.
You've got leaders.
Driving growth.
What's efficient?
Oil
machine.
And then level 7.
The ultimate goal.
You've built $1 billion business. He's going to update the book when he hits it.
He promises.
I love that. But, you know, business isn't always so linear.
No, it's messy. It's unpredictable.
It's constantly changing.
It takes experimentation.
It does.
Iteration, grit.
So remember the wisdom of Alex Hormozi. Volume and persistence.
Test, test, test.
Deliver that value.
Yeah, genuine value.
Never stop believing in yourself.
And your ability to achieve those goals. Thanks again for joining us.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive.
We hope you got some great takeaways.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.
Until next time.